Feeling exhausted, lonely, or just empty? You're not alone. In fact, depression and anxiety rates have skyrocketed to historic levels. But why? Is it social media, capitalism, the death of community, or something deeper? Today, we're diving into the dark side of modern life and uncovering why so many people feel trapped in a cycle of despair. Stick around. This might explain a lot. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss our deep dives into the biggest issues of our time. The silent pandemic, depression in the 21st century. We're living through the most prosperous era in human history, yet depression rates have increased tenfold since World War II. The World Health Organization now ranks depression as the single largest contributor to global disability, surpassing cancer, heart disease, and even infectious diseases. What makes this crisis particularly alarming is its demographic spread. Teenagers as young as 12 are reporting clinical depression symptoms, while retirement-age adults face unprecedented loneliness. Even more disturbing? The suicide rate among American children aged 10 to 14 has nearly tripled since 2007. These aren't just statistics. They're symptoms of a civilization in psychological distress. Ancient Greek physicians would have recognized our physical ailments, but our mental health crisis would have baffled them completely. The social media paradox, connected yet alone. The rise of smartphones and social media has created what psychologists call the great rewiring of childhood. Teens today spend an average of 7 hours daily on screens, more time than they spend sleeping or interacting face-to-face. Instagram's internal research, leaked in 2021, revealed that 32% of teen girls said the platform made them feel worse about their bodies. But the damage goes deeper than self-image. fMRI scans show that receiving likes triggers the same dopamine pathways as gambling. The cruel irony? These platforms are designed to be addictive while simultaneously making users feel inadequate. A 2023 Cambridge University study found that heavy social media users experience memory deficits similar to early-stage dementia patients, likely due to constant distraction and information overload. We've created a world where virtual validation matters more than real relationships. The modern workplace, a recipe for burnout. The 40-hour work week was established in 1926 when the average lifespan was 57 years. Today, we're working those same hours while living into our 80s, with productivity demands that would have been unimaginable a generation ago. Japan's phenomenon of karoshi, death by overwork, has gone global. The WHO now recognizes burnout as an official medical diagnosis. American workers take fewer vacation days than medieval peasants, who had about 150 holidays per year. Even our leisure has been commodified. The self-care industry markets basic human needs, like rest and relaxation, as expensive luxuries. The gig economy has erased boundaries between work and life, with food delivery drivers reporting depression rates 3 times the national average. We've built an economic system that treats human beings like machines. And we're breaking under the strain. The collapse of community, bowling alone in the digital age. In 2000, sociologist Robert Putnam warned about declining social capital in his book, Bowling Alone. 2 decades later, the situation has worsened dramatically. Church attendance has halved since the 1970s, union membership has plummeted, and the average American reports having only 1 close confidant, down from 3 in 1985. Urban design exacerbates the problem. Suburban sprawl and car-dependent cities have destroyed third places like parks and cafes, where spontaneous interactions occur. Finland's solution? Training postal workers to check on lonely elderly citizens during their rounds. The UK has appointed a Minister for Loneliness. These governmental responses acknowledge what we've been reluctant to admit. Capitalism has been spectacular at creating wealth, but catastrophic at fostering human connection. Biological mismatch. Why our bodies can't handle modern life. Evolution hasn't kept pace with technological change. Our Paleolithic brains struggle to process 21st century stimuli. Consider sleep. Before electric lighting, Humans slept in 2 4-hour segments with a waking period in between, a pattern that would be impossible today. Our circadian rhythms are under constant assault from blue light exposure, with studies showing that nighttime smartphone use suppresses melatonin production more powerfully than staring at the sun. Nutritionally, we're experiencing what scientists call the paradox of plenty, overfed yet undernourished. The average Western diet contains 60% less magnesium than in 1950, a mineral crucial for regulating stress. Even our posture is suffering. Text neck from smartphone use adds 60 pounds of pressure on cervical vertebrae. We're quite literally collapsing under the weight of modernity. Cultural amnesia. The loss of meaning. Previous generations derived purpose from religion, patriotism, or family obligations. Today, we've discarded these narratives without replacing them. French sociologist Émile Durkheim called this anomie, a state of normlessness where life feels meaningless. The results are measurable. Counties with higher rates of church attendance show lower suicide rates, regardless of economic conditions. But religion isn't the only casualty. Even secular meaning makers like labor unions and civic organizations have declined. What fills the void? Consumerism promises happiness through purchases, while the wellness industry sells enlightenment as a product. The most Googled question in 2023 was, "What is my purpose?" We're the most educated generation in history, yet we're utterly lost when it comes to life's fundamental questions. Pathways. Forward. Rebuilding a mentally healthy society. Solutions exist, but they require radical rethinking. Norway's Friluftsliv, open-air living philosophy, mandates outdoor time as essential to well-being. New Zealand has incorporated indigenous Maori concepts of communal living into urban planning. Some German companies are experimenting with 25-hour work weeks and reporting higher productivity. On an individual level, dopamine fasting, periodic digital detoxes, shows promise in resetting reward pathways. The most hopeful development. Cities are being redesigned for human interaction rather than efficiency, with Barcelona's superblocks and Paris's 15-minute city concept prioritizing walkability and community spaces. Perhaps the answer lies not in rejecting modernity, but in reshaping it to serve human needs rather than economic ones. This isn't just about mental health. It's about what kind of civilization we want to build. Do we continue down the path of hyper-individualism and digital isolation? Or do we create communities where people feel seen, valued, and connected? The solutions won't come from pharmaceutical companies or meditation apps, but from rebuilding the social fabric we've allowed to unravel. Your thoughts matter in this conversation. Have you found ways to maintain mental well-being in our chaotic world? What societal changes would make life feel more meaningful? Share your insights below. The most important step is starting the dialogue. If this exploration resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe. Together, we can turn awareness into action and begin healing our broken world.